Imagine living in a world where technology is dominated by a few countries that control the production and distribution of an essential component for the functioning of all electronic devices, microchips. A component that can be used to develop weapons, vehicles, communications, artificial intelligence, and much more. A component that can be subject to sanctions, sabotage, or disruptions that can have catastrophic consequences for the economy and security of entire nations. This is not an imaginary world, but the current reality. In this video, we will tell you about the global challenge for leadership in the microchip sector, which sees the United States and Europe opposed. We will explain what the American Chips Act and the European Chips Act are, two legislative initiatives that aim to increase the production and competitiveness of microchips in their respective continents. We will show you the differences, advantages, and disadvantages of these two strategies and their implications for the future of technology and international relations. Microchips are integrated circuits that contain millions or billions of transistors, the basic components of electronics. Microchips are essential for the operation of computers, smartphones, tablets, consoles, TVs, cameras, watches, cars, planes, satellites, and many other devices. Microchips are also the engine of technological innovation as they allow to increase performance and reduce size and costs of devices. However, the production of microchips is a complex, expensive, and delicate process, which requires specialized plants, sophisticated machinery, and rare raw materials. Currently, most of the microchips are produced in Asia, especially in China, Taiwan, and South Korea. These countries have invested a lot in research and development, infrastructure, and incentives to attract microchip manufacturing companies. In addition, these countries have the advantage of having an integrated and efficient supply chain, which also includes other components such as memories, displays, and batteries. The United States and Europe are instead lagging behind Asia in the production of microchips. Although these continents have some of the most innovative and leading companies in the microchip sector, such as Intel, AMD, NVIDIA, and Qualcomm in the United States, and ST Microelectronics, Infineon, and NXP in Europe. These companies rely largely on Asian factories to produce their products. This entails a strategic dependence on countries that may have conflicting or hostile interests with the United States and Europe. For example, China is the main market and the main competitor of the United States and Europe in the microchip sector. China has ambitions to become self-sufficient and world leader in microchip production by 2025. To achieve this goal, China has invested billions of dollars in state subsidies, acquisitions of foreign companies, and industrial espionage. China has also used microchips as an economic or political weapon against its rivals or enemies. For example, China has imposed restrictions on microchip exports to Huawei, one of its main telecommunications companies, to hinder its technological development. China has also threatened to block microchip supplies to Taiwan, an island that claims its independence from China and that hosts TSMC, the largest and most advanced microchip factory in the world. To reduce their dependence on Asia and strengthen their position in the microchip sector, the United States and Europe have passed two similar but different laws: the American Chips Act and the European Chips Act. The American Chips Act is an acronym that stands for Creating Helpful Incentives to Produce Semiconductors for America Act. It is a law that provides $52 billion of funding to support research, development, and production of microchips in the United States. The law also provides measures to protect national security and to counteract China's unfair practices. The European Chips Act is an acronym that stands for Common Horizon Initiative for Promoting Semiconductors in Europe Act. It is a law that provides 145 billion euros of funding to support research, development, and production of microchips in Europe. The law also provides measures to promote cooperation among European countries and to create a single market for microchips. These two laws have common objectives but also significant differences. Both aim to increase the market share of microchips produced in the United States and Europe, which is currently 12% and 10% respectively. Both aim to achieve self-sufficiency and competitiveness in the microchip sector, which is considered strategic for economic and technological development. Both seek to counteract the competition and influence of China, which represents a threat to security and Western values. However, the two laws also have important differences. The American Chips Act focuses mainly on the production of high-tech microchips, such as those at 5 nanometers or less, which are the most demanded and the most difficult to produce. The American Chips Act aims to attract Asian factories such as TSMC or Samsung in the United States, offering them tax incentives and subsidies. The American Chips Act is based on a nationalist and unilateral vision, which favors American interests over those of allies. The European Chips Act focuses instead on the production of low and medium-tech microchips, such as those at 16 nanometers or more, which are the most used and the most versatile. The European Chips Act aims to strengthen the production capacities of European companies such as ST Microelectronics or Infineon, offering them funding for research and innovation. The European Chips Act is based on a multilateral and cooperative vision, which seeks to create synergies among European countries and with other international partners. These two laws represent two different ways of facing the global challenge for leadership in the microchip sector. Both have pros and cons, risks and opportunities. Both will have consequences for the future of technology and international relations. Who will win this challenge? And what will be the effects for the rest of the world? These are the questions we ask ourselves and we invite you to reflect on. This is all for this video. We hope you enjoyed it and that it made you discover an interesting and current topic. If you want to learn more about the topic, we'll leave you some useful links in the description. If you want to stay updated on the latest news from the world of technology, subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss our videos. Thank you for following us and see you next time.